Hello and welcome back to another final table commentary. If at any point in time you find yourself not caring for the commentary, there'll be a link in the description down below to the video and KalipokerTV, so you can go check out the action in some silence. With that being said, Bunkacat is also doing a great job of providing a whole bunch of education when it comes to these final tables. So if you want to go look for an educational channel, I highly suggest Bunkacat. With that being said, let's hop onto the action. We got Achu, we got Bingo Jane, we got Dingebrinker, Surf Lamin, The Nerd Guy, Santoy, Rate a Lot, Miss Oracle, and Starwinds. This is a 5K from the recent WCOOP. Achu's gonna rip in the ace and the queen of the same suit. Starwinds will happily call for the bounty. And we'll see if Achu can find a queen or some spades or some shit. Maybe a straight or something. A jack on the flop. We're gonna need some more help. Ace on the turn is no help. 6 on the river. Starwinds happily scoops the bounty in the 42 big blind pot. They're off to a great start. What do we got going on here? A jack 10 suited for Rate a Lot. Miss Oracle in the small blind with queen 10 off might just find the fold off the 20 big blind stack. Starwinds in the big with a jack and a 3 will probably find the fold as well. Do-buddy do. What's going on here? Rate a Lot again with the playable holding. Ace 5 suited. Couple of 3s for Starwinds in the small blind. We'll see Rate a Lot open it up. Starwinds will probably fold from the small. They do have chips to go set mining. Oh, and they are gonna find the call. Bingo in the big blind with an ace and a 2 will find the fold. Get out of the way. Hurry up, Bingo. There you go. King 7-5 flop goes check. What do we do, Rate a Lot? We got that bottom pair of 5s, no club in our hand. We wouldn't mind betting and taking the pot down. Rate a Lot says, yeah, let's bet half pot and we'll scoop it. Not much going on here. Miss Oracle with an ace. We'll see if they raise from the cutoff. They say nope. Starwinds on the button with the big stack will fold to 8-6 off. Bingo in the small with a king and a 2 might rip it in, might fold. They land on the fold option. Serve Lamin in the big with a queen 9 suited. Dingebrinker with an ace and a jack. Starwinds with ace 5 suited. We'll see them open it up. Bingo might lay down king jack off. And what does Dingebrinker do with the ace and the jack is the question. If Bingo rips it in here, I think Dinge folds. I think Surf Lamin folds. Starwinds will call for the bounty. There's the all in. It would be interesting to see Dingebrinker rip it all in here. Wouldn't be an easy play to find. But they are a strong opponent. There we go. They do find the all in. Starwinds will find the fold and get out of the way, even though there's 2 bounties on the line. This action in front of you is just way too strong. If Starwinds calls, we do see they've got 29%. They do land on the fold option. Jack on the flop. Any kings? Oh, a 6 on the river, that will do for a chop. Bingo survives. Queen Jack for Santoy under the gun will find the fold. A bunch of bullshit going on here. The Nerd Guy with a 4 and a 6 in the big. We'll see if he gets a walk. Serve Lamin in the small blind with 6-5 off. Could always limp it in here. Could go for the raise. We'll see if they just fold and look to preserve their chips. They do land on the limp option. Ace King 9 flop. Oh, how boring. Flop goes bet, fold, and we're moving along. What's going on here? Are we talking out a deal? Is it a break time? Why aren't the cards flying? What's going on? Do I need to pick up the pace? Do I fast forward in the video? Oh, we got a while. What's going on? There we go. There's some cards. Miss Oracle with a jack and a 7. Probably going to lay it down. Dingebrinker with the king queen off will get the opportunity to raise it on up. Starwinds with king 8 off, or king 8 suited, sorry, does go for the open. We'll see if Dingebrinker 3-bets or just calls. They could always fold. Folding seems too weak. 3-bet seems likely. There's the small 3-bet. King 8 suited for star wins will hit the muck, I think. They're getting a great price, 3.7 into what would be about 14 big blind pot. Whoa, and star wins goes for the click back, the 4-bet. What a play by star wins. This should surely get the job done. What if Dinge Sprinter 5-bets all in? They land on the fold. Boppity boo. Nice play by star wins. That's some beautiful poker right there. King 4 suited. Star wins is right back in there. They're looking to take over the final table here. They're off to a great start. They got this bad boy started off with the ace king versus ace queen. Cooler. Star wins sees an ace high board. Has that bottom pair of 4s. The backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw will bet and take the pot down. Queen 9 suited for serve limit. We'll see if they open it up from the hijack. Rate a lot covers them in the small blind with 7-8 suited. Other than that, serve limit covers the remaining players in the hand. Rate a lot finds the call from the small. Jack 7, 2 flop, all diamonds goes check. I've got no idea what to do here in serve limit shoes. We got backdoor straight draws. There's 3 diamonds out there. We'll go for the c-bet. This makes a lot of sense. Rate a lot will call with the pair of 7s. We see a 4 on the turn. Does serve limit slow down now, or do they put their foot on the gas and go for a big bet? Do we ever bet small, like 3 blinds? I'm just wondering if we can get a 2 or a 7 to fold at some point. Serve limit gives a free river. 10 of clubs goes check, check, and we're moving along. If serve limit bets, what do we bet? Like 4.5? Just go half pot? Try to get him off a deuce? Ace high maybe? Serve limit does bet 4 blinds. So right around half pot. Rate a lot finds the call with the straight blocker and the pair of 7s and sees the good news. Blinds go up. We got an ace and a jack for the nerd guy. 10-10 for star wins in the big blind. Does nerd guy just rip it in here? 13 blinds. What do we do? There's the all-in from the nerd guy. Star wins will happily call. Be a flip for the nerd guy's life. Star wins the slight favorite. Ace on the flop, that will do for the nerd guy. Any 10s dealer? Nope. So star wins got 25 blinds. They're still sitting pretty in third place. They really wanted to win that pot, obviously. The nerd guy in second now with 28. Rate a lot gets the opportunity to put their foot on the gas now. Ace 7 offsuit will raise and likely take it down pre. It's very interesting watching Rate a Lot play. What I've seen from them is a lot of actual snugness. They find their spots. They wait patiently. They get a lot of respect with their raises. And I really like to watch them play. Being a tight player myself, I try to, what is it called? Structure my game around a Rate a Lot style, Pads' style. Obviously, I don't do as well, but they're kind of my heroes. Star wins with a couple of 3s will rip it in. Playing 19 blinds effective. Jack 10 suited for serve limit in the big will probably fold. Bingo with an ace and an 8 is giving this a tink over. Do. They're really thinking this one over. They would be this. Is it a flip? Ace 8 offers 3-3 might be 50-50. Oh no, star wins with a slight favorite. Any ace or 8 will do. Star wins with the set on the flop. Pretty well locks up the board. Ace on the turn gives bingo a few outs, but they don't hit them. Couple of kings for star wins with 36 bigs will raise. Nerd guy with a 7 and an 8 in the big. 7-8 hits the muck and we're moving along. King 10 for Star Winds. A couple of 9s for Miss Oracle. They could just rip it in. Star Winds might fold. Ace 5 for Santoy in the big will also probably hit the muck. It's suited, but you're probably just not doing too well here against this jam. Santoy has about 33%. There is about a 6 grand bounty on Miss Oracle's head. Santoy might just go bounty hunting. They say no, we'll find a better spot where we're surely behind here. Ace 7 suited for Miss Oracle will raise under, or nope, that's not a raise, that's a fold under the gun. My bad. 5-9 suited for Raid a lot. We'll see if they get a walk. Santoy with 9-6 in the small blind. Just says fold. Ace 8 for Miss Oracle in the big. There is a chance they could get a double up through Raid a lot, but Raid a lot's not likely to rip it in. 15 blinds effective. There are some opponents who will just rip it in from the small blind here. There it is. Raid a lot just jams. Miss Oracle with the ace and the 8 will find the call with 62%. Good flop for Raid a lot, and they turn the straight. Miss Oracle with a straight as well, but only has the 6 for a chop out. Raid a lot gets the job done with the 6 and the 10. They get a big bounty. Ace and an 8 for Raid a lot. Jack and a 10 for Santoy. Santoy will open it on up. We haven't heard too much from them, so Raid a lot will show some respect. We'll see if Star Wind shows the respect as well with ace 8 from the small, or just rips it in here. They go for the non-all-in 3-bet. That's interesting shit. I wasn't expecting that. Santoy will find the fold with the suited Jack 10. King 10 suited for Dingebrinker in the small blind. We might get to see them rip it in here. Star Winds. Ooh, 8-9 off for Raid a lot will go for the open. Dingebrinker could still rip it in here. The raise should get some respect. Raid a lot should be opening a lot. There's the effective jam from Dingebrinker. That was a difficult sentence. Raid a lot will fold. Ace Jack for Santoy. Somehow they could get a double up through Raid a lot if Raid a lot 3-bets here. But they swiftly fold the ace 3 suited. Ace Jack will just raise and take it down pre. King Queen suited for the nerd guy in the small blind. Star Winds with King Jack. Will just rip it all in. I wonder if nerd guy calls here. 24 blinds. They're obviously doing great against King Jack. There's so much ace-x that Star Winds might just rip it in here with. So the nerd guy finds the fold with King Queen suited. That would have been a huge pot potentially going the nerd guy's way. Star Winds gets one through. Queen Jack for Dinge will fold. From the high? High Jack, yep. The nerd guy with a king and a 9. We'll raise and take it down pre. Ace and a 4 for Santoy. Doopity doo, doopity doo, doopity doo. They might just rip it in here. It's a very interesting spot with ace 4 off. They're going to get played back a lot here. Star Winds finds the call with the 9 and the 10. Queen 6-2 flop. Goes check. Santoy thinking about a small bet here. They do find it. 1.42 blinds will get the job done. Surf Lemon in last place with a queen and a 10 under the gun will find the fold. Ace 7 for Raid a lot on the button will open it up. Star Winds with a king 7 suited will fold the small. Dingebrinker with a queen and an 8 in the big blind. They might just find the fold and preserve their chips. Are we thinking about a 3-bet? No, Dingebrinker says we're just gonna go along to the flop here. 10-6-2. Backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw for Dinge. Backdoor straight draw for Raid a lot with the ace high. We'll go for the small bet and take the pot down. A couple of ducks for nerd guy under the gun will likely fold. Both the other ducks will be folded. Deuce 4 for Star wins. Deuce 8 for Dinge. Does Dinge ever just rip it in here? This is an interesting spot for Dinge Brinker. They do rip it in with the 8 deuce suited and they get it through pre. Boppity boo, boppity bee. Ace and a king for Surflamins. The nerd guy with 8-7 suited in the big will see a jam and a fold, and we're moving along. I think the nerd guy can't call here with 8-7 suited. They're going to have about 40% if they do call. Maybe a little bit less. Whoa, Surflamin goes for the non-all-in raise. 2.4 blinds as an induce. Nerd guy says, well, I've got a good holding here. Maybe I come along to the flop. 9-4-3 goes. Whoa, what does it go? How does it go? Surflamin, what do we do here? They'll bet a big blind. Perceivably sizing up the river, or the turn jam, sorry, not the river. The one big blind bet gets the job done. King 10 suited for rate a lot will raise and take it down pre. King and a jack for Surflamin. Couple of 9s for rate a lot. Do we just rip the king jack off? Do we go for the min open fold? What do we do, Surflamin? Surflamin says we'll go for the min open, rate a lot, we'll jam the 9s. And Surflamin lets the king jack go. Ooh, a couple of aces for Star wins. I don't think they're going to get any action. King jack for Surflamin. Again, another spot where they could rip it in. They could just fold and look for a better spot. They're in last place. They are just going to fold, and the aces get a walk. In a spot where rate a lot's going to do a lot of raising from the small. Surflamin picks up jacks this hand. They go for the min open. Off 11.5 blinds. Dinge Brinker does cover Surflamin. Queen 8 off. Not going to do well against this opening range, no. Dinge Brinker goes in the tank and will preserve the one big blind this time. Oh, aces for Star wins again. Nerd guy with 10-8 suited. We'll see the nerd guy fold under the gun. Star wins will go for the open and take it down pre. Jack deuce off for rate a lot. Jack deuce off rate a lot. Again, they're a very snug player, so their raises typically get a lot of respect. If Star wins didn't wake up with a couple of aces, this would have probably got taken down pre. Ace 8 for rate a lot. I guess we're just going to be opening a whole lot of holdings now. 5 deuce for nerd guy in the big blind is suited and booted, but wants to preserve their chips as they're in third place. Jack 10 for rate a lot. Ace and a king for Star wins will play call. Off the 37 blinds. Looking to keep the pot small. 4-4 for Santoy. They're just barely above Dinge Brinker and Surflamin. So they're in a weird ass spot being in 4th place. Where it looks like at the bottom there, we aren't even in the money. 5 people make the money. Santoy with a couple of 4s will find the fold. Jack 10 gets the job done. Ace King folds on the flop there. Boopity boo. Nice job by Rate a Lot. Star wins getting punished just because we're not in the money, I suppose. Is if they bust out right now, that would be absolutely horrific. King 10 suited for Dinge Brinker will rip and take it down pre. So we got 6 players, 5 players make the money, so this is the spot where everybody's going to tighten up, and that's why we see Star wins call with the Ace King suited pre-flop. Jack 4 for Rate a Lot should raise here. What size do we go? They actually go for the limp. Interesting stuff. They're going to flop 2 pairs. Star wins with the flush draw. Flush completes on the turn. Rate a Lot. I don't know what to do with the 2 pairs. Rate a Lot says we'll bet again. Star wins will call. 10 on the river. Rate a Lot goes for some more value. Star wins will likely just call here. They got to imagine they have the best hand. Ace King, King 9 make a straight. 9-8 makes a straight. Starwind says, do we go for value here? The Jack 4 will probably fold facing a river jam. Rate-A-Lot says, what the hell did I get myself into? I think we gotta recognize that this is just way too strong of a jam. $5,500 bounty on the line. But we aren't in the money. Rate-A-Lot does find the fold. Nicely done. It's actually a very nice fold by Rate-A-Lot. Starwind's now in first place. Ace 7 suited for the nerd guy. Might just fold. Do we go for the min open? Min open it is. Nerd guy finds it. Jack 10 off for Dinge in the big blind. Might just fold and preserve their chips, as they're ahead of Surf, Lamin, and Santoy now. The nerd guy should be opening a tight range here. Jack 10 is super playable. It's just we aren't doing great. Oh boy. Dinge Brinker says we are doing good. We have about 45% against the A7. Right? Something like that. I should just quit trying to guess the fucking percentages. Queen 4 2 flop goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. Blinds go up. Queen Jack for Santoy. Couple of 6s for Rate-A-Lot. Ace Jack for Starwinds. Santoy will fold. Rate-A-Lot will open. Starwinds could call, could 3-bet. They land on the call option, looking to keep the pot small. Ace 7. Nope. Ace 5 4 flop goes bet, call. We're off to the turn. 9 of diamonds. So Rate-A-Lot picks up a diamond draw. Starwinds with that top as the pair sees another bet. 3 on the river. Rate-A-Lot has got a good bluffing hand, but they do just elect to check it on over. Starwinds will take a nice pot as Rate-A-Lot is down to 28 blinds. Starwinds up to 52. In the commanding first place position. They'll just rip in 7-6 off. The nerd guy find the call. You know what? They can't. I think they have to fold here. I think they have to fold. Yeah, and the nerd guy finds the fold. That's a damn shame. This is the second time Starwinds has gotten a rip through pre-flop. Queen 2 for Starwinds will rip. Ace 8 for Santoy in the big. Do we have to fold again? We might have to fold here. I suppose it really matters how much $12,000 means to you. I was thinking 7 because it's a 5K buy-in. Santoy says, you know what? I'm just going to make the smart financial decision and find the fold. Dinge Brinker with a couple of kings. Starwinds with 10-8 off will raise and face the jam. Dinge Brinker's jam will get on through. They're up to 14 blinds. King Jack for Serve Lamin in last place could rip and take it down pre. They might just fold. Hopefully let Santoy bust. That they do. Santoy will fold to 6-3. Starwinds will get a walk with a 9 and a 3. King Jack suited for Starwinds. Nope, that's Santoy. My bad. Starwinds with an ace and a queen. 10-10 for Rate-A-Lot. All in from the king and the jack. This could be a 3-way pot. Rate-A-Lot will stick in the 10-10. All in from ace queen. Rate-A-Lot quickly calls. Queen on the flop. Just like that. We're gonna lose both Rate-A-Lot. Who is the other gentleman? How did I already forget? Rate-A-Lot and Santoy. There we go. So Santoy busts out in 6, so they don't make any money. That's unfortunate. They might have got a bounty or 2. Starwinds makes the money, gets 12k plus their bounties on top of it. Starwinds with an ace and a queen will raise. Dinge Brinker might rip in the ace 8 off. 4-handed. Ace 8 becomes rather strong. There's the all in. Serve Lamin folds one of his outs. A 10. Put a 10 out there. Nope. No chop pot. Just like that, we're going to lose another body. Dinge Brinker out in 4th place. They get 20k for their efforts. Doopity-doo, doopity-doo. Nerd guy with a king and a 3 will fold to small. Wait. Yeah, 20k for their efforts is right. Queen Jack for nerd guy. Do we just fold here? Interesting pot. Is the tournament over? Does the nerd guy rip? Starwinds calls. Serve Lamin would fold. Starwinds will rip. Serve Lamin will call. They're going to need a duck or some diamonds. Ooh, a diamond. Put a diamond out there. There we go. Surflamin gets a full double. 12 blinds for Surflamin. 7-7 for Starwinds. We'll rip and take it down pre. We're going to see a whole hell of a lot of that. Do-ba-dee-doo, 9 and a 4 for Starwinds gets a walk. King and a jack for the nerd guy. They'll rip and take it down pre. 4 and a 4, Starwinds will rip and take it down pre. King 7 suited for Surflamin. Do we rip? We might just fold. Do we go for the min open? No, the King 7 just folds. Ace 8 will jam. Starwinds will fold the Queen 5 off. 10-8. Or that's a queen and an 8. That's a queen and a 10. My apologies. Holy crap. Starwinds will rip and take it down pre. 5-5. Starwinds will rip and take it down pre. King for Surflamin. Do we limp it in? If we rip, we're getting called by Starwinds. Starwinds will be looking for an ace or a couple of 9s. We see the min open. Very interesting. I think Starwinds still jams here. Nerd guy will fold the 8-10. All in from the ace and the 9. Ooh, straight draw. 5 or a 10. We get a 5 on the river. Boppity boo. Just like that, Starwinds gets another bounty. And nerd guy has about a 11 to 1 chip disadvantage. They got a long way to go. Queen 10 suited can rip it all in and take it down pre. But we just go to the flop here. My heads up game is rather weak. We'll see the nerd guy go for a 3x raise and take it down pre. King and a 3 for the nerd guy. We'll limp it on in. Starwinds with a 10 and an 8. We'll check it on back. 9-10. Nope. 9-8-6 flop goes check, check, and we're off to the turn. Just kidding. Nerd guy bets a small blind. Oh my lord. You know what? I'm just going to move along like none of that happened. Pretend none of that happened. 9-8-6 flop goes check, bet, call. We're off to the turn. Ace of hearts. Goes check, bet, call. We're off to the river. Goes check, check, and Starwinds takes a nice pot. Nerd guy's down to 5 big blinds. He'll get a walk with the jack and the 4. King and a 3 will rip it on in. 8-7 calls. We flop top pair. There's a diamond draw. Diamond for nerd guy on the river. That will do. Looking for a king, a 3, or a diamond. They get the diamond. Boppity boo. Starwinds will rip 8 ace and take it down pre. Ace 3 might get a walk here. Nope. Just kidding. Nerd guy will limp it on in. Starwinds will rip and take it down. 5-6 for Starwinds. We'll limp it on in. Nerd guy with a king and a 5. Do we jam? There's the all in. And we take it down pre. King jack suited. Well, what do we do? Limp. Queen 3, 3 flop goes check. What do we do, nerd guy? We check it on back. 5 on the turn. No straight draw for Starwinds. They're just looking for a 6 or an 8. No chop pot potentials. Nerd guy bets a big blind. The bet gets through. Does Starwinds jam 9 jack? They do. Nerd guy with a couple of ducks. Has to find the fold off the 13 big blind stack. Queen 10 suited for nerd guy. Again, gonna teach us what to do here. Gonna limp it on in. Face the raise to 2.5 blinds. What the hell do we do, nerd guy? Do we call? They rip it all in and take it down. Ace play by the nerd guy. Ace and a king versus a 10 and a 9. We get a limp. Check, nerd guy, check. Check. If they do rip, they will have like what, like 30 some percent? Closer to 40. They do check it on back and flop. The top is the pairs. 9-7-3 flop goes check, check. Queen on the turn. Turn goes check, check. 10 on the river. That's 2 pairs for nerd guy versus ace high. Star wins with the straight blocker to the king and the jack. I don't think we're going to bluff. I don't think we're going to call a bet either. Star wins does just let it go. Ace 6 for nerd guy. 3-8 for star wins. We'll see a something and a something. Limp. All in from the nerd guy. And they'll take it down pre. Jack 7 for star wins, 8-9 for nerd guy. Get a raise and a call. 9-6-3 flop. The top is the pairs once again for nerd guy. Faces the 1.4 big blind bet on the flop. Will come along to the turn in some manner. Do we raise to protect? What do we make it, like 4 blinds if we're going to raise or something like this? A little bit smaller, 3.8 or something? Maybe that's too small. 4 on the turn goes check, check. Ace on the river goes check. Nerd guy might go for some value. This would be a very, very nice value bet. Instead, they're going to check it on over and let star wins try to bluff. Star wins says no, we'll check it back and lose the pot. So 20 blinds to 90. Nerd guy's doing a good job of picking away, but they're going to flop the bottom pair here. Star wins with the straight. The second nut straight on a 3 flush board. Goes check, check. Ace on the turn goes check, check. Star wins will bet 2 blinds. And the nerd guy might just find the fold here. Nice fold. Queen and a 3 first. Star wins will limp it on in. Nerd guy with a 4 and a 6. Do we raise? Look to take it down pre. We check it on back. Queen jack 7 flop goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. 1 big blind bet. And a quick fold from the 6 and the 4. Queen 10 versus jack deuce. We'll see if the nerd guy switches up to a raising strategy. Nope. We're just limping it in, playing under 20 blinds effective. Jack deuce for star wins. We love to see it. We'll go for the raise. Nerd guy might just find the call here. Queen 10 suited last time facing this action. They went all in. Nerd guy finds the call. Ace 7-7 flop. And just like that, star wins bets 2 blinds, and they're going to steal this one away. Right? Yep, they do steal it away. Nice little job, or nice job by star wins. 9 deuce will limp it in. Nerd guy with a jack and a 5 of the same suit will check it on back. 8-3-3 flop goes check, check, jack on the turn. Nerd guy with the top pair. Nothing doing for star wins with the deuce and the 9. Nerd guy bets a blind. Star wins will find the fold. Would be interesting to see a raise, but just doesn't make much sense there. Jack 8 for the nerd guy. We'll raise it on up. Queen 5 for star wins. Oh my lord, they go for the small 3 bet here. And nerd guy has to find the fold. Nice play. Star wins with jack 4 suited will rip and take it down pretty. Gotta say, I love the aggression from star wins. Right from the get-go, they've just been applying the pressure. They did have the cooler with the ace king versus ace queen. A chew gets very unlucky. But in the end, star wins has capitalized on their opportunity, and they just skyrocketed with all the bounties, all the chips. They got the top as the pairs here. Nerd guy will check it on back and turn a straight draw to the 6. Star wins will bet over the pot 3 blinds and take it down. Ace 8 will rip it on in. Ace jack for the nerd guy will call. 8 on the flop, but there's a jack as well. Ace on the river. Nerd guy gets a full double. Ace and a jack will raise. Oh no, nerd guy. I should have known is doing the limping strategy. They're going to flop 3 of a kind. There's going to be no action as Star Winds has 5 high. No backdoor straight draw, no backdoor flush draw for Star Winds. Nerd guy bets a blind and takes it down. Queen and a 3 versus a king and a jack. Limp pot. Nerd guy might say no, it's not. What size do we go? 3.5? 5.5. This is a big bet by the nerd guy, and Star Winds will find the fold. Ace 7 for the nerd guy. 8-7 for Star Winds. Limp pot. Star Winds will check it back. Look to flop something good. Oh my lord, they go for the big bet. 5.5 blinds. Who is expecting this? All in and a call. We're going to need to see an 8 or some clubs. 10 is a straight for the nerd guy as the nerd guy gets a full double. They're up to 40 blinds. Just like that, Star Winds says, uh-oh. Uh-oh, Queen 6 will raise nerd guy with a king and a 3. Doobity-doo, doobity-doo. 10-9 4 flop goes check, bet. Do we fold king 3 off? What do we do here? Nerd guy does find the fold. So Star Winds was looking to end the game there with the 8 and the 7, unfortunately. Nerd guy had him dominated with a7. You don't expect that. You expect there to be some, like, what, ace king, ace queen, ace jack. Then there's some pocket pairs. But nonetheless, Star Winds should have a fair amount of equity with 2 live cards. They just unfortunately didn't have 2 live cards. They still had like 30-some% there with the suited 8-7 against a dominating hand. So Star Winds got quite aggressive there, but in the end, it's not a horrific play. It's not expected, it's just not horrific. Star Winds with a 4 and a 3 of the diamonds will raise. Nope, we're playing the limp strategy. I just gotta wait and see what the action's gonna be. King and a 2 will call the big. No, it's a limp pot, so he checks it back. Ace 10 8 flop goes check, bet, call, and we're off to the turn. Does nerd guy raise? Fuck, I gotta wait. Patience is mandatory. 10 on the turn, so pairs the board. 4 high for Star Winds, might look to buy the pot on the turn here. Nerd guy will bet a blind. Oh no, a 4 on the river. So what looked to be a nice setup for the nerd guy ends up being not so nice. As I don't think they want to bluff with diamonds in their hand. Star Winds will check it back and show him the 4. King 7 for the nerd guy will raise. Star Winds with a 10 and a 4 will call. Did I say nerd guy had a king and a 4? King 7 for the nerd guy raises. Star Winds with 10-4 calls the big. King Jack 3 flop goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. 10-7 for Star Winds will raise. King 5 for the nerd guy can 3-bet here. Look to take it down pre-flop. There it is, 7 blinds to go. We love to see it. And they'll take it down pre. Ace 5 for the nerd guy. King 9 for Star Winds. We get a raise and a call. King 9-5 flop goes check. Interesting hand here. Top 2 for Star Winds. Bottom pair for the nerd guy with the backdoor nut flush draw. We see a bet, a raise, and a call. We're off to the turn. What does PokerStars bring us? Probably going to be a diamond. No, we get the 3 of hearts. Interesting. If Star Winds bets, I think they take the pot down. 8.5 blinds to go. The nerd guy is still ahead of some sort of queen jack, jack 10, 8-7, 7-6, diamonds. It's a very interesting spot here for the nerd guy. Do we find the call here? Is the tournament going to be over? The nerd guy's going in the tank, so yeah, again, like, you can just talk out all the straight draws. The nerd guy rips it in here. Star Winds will find the call. The nerd guy needs an ace or a 5 on the river. With 11%, they don't find it. Boppity boo. That's the show. So what an interesting hand to end the tournament. Once you talk it out here, so again, there's going to be like Queen Jack, Jack 10, Queen 10, 7-6, 8-6, 7-8, diamonds. What about 4-2 of diamonds? We've seen Starwinds get quite aggressive with those sort of holdings. So once you talk out all that, and then there's like what, King 9 for value. What's the pre-flop action? We should just back it up a little bit more. Is it a limp pot? What an interesting hand to get this show all finished up with. Single raise pot, call, King 9 5 flop. Okay. So let's see the straight draws here. Queen 10, Queen Jack, Jack 10, 8-7, 8-6, 7-6. So you might not have 4-2, but you could have the diamond, so it's very interesting. Because the nerd guy does face a check raise on the flop. Goes small bet, basically a min bet. Starwinds raises to 4 blinds. Get a call from the nerd guy. This makes a whole hell of a lot of sense. You don't necessarily expect like a lot of ace high with a diamond draw to go for the check raise on the flop, and obviously the nerd guy has the ace of diamonds in their hand, so you can't have that. But all the straight draws, the 3 of hearts on the turn is just a complete brick, and Starwinds is totally the type of guy to go for the aggressive line. So the thing is, do you call here? The thing is, I think the reason why the nerd guy ends up jamming is because you're going to be playing the guessing game on the river where you don't know which straight draw they have. You don't know if they've got a flush draw. So nerd guy says, we face the big bet on the turn. We'll just rip it all in facing your range. Starwinds takes a second here. They'd lose to 5-5, 3-3, except 3-3 isn't going to be in there. They lose to 9-9 and King. In the end, Starwinds gets the job done. Very nicely done. Wow, so I suppose that's in the show. So if you made it all the way through, thanks for checking this bullshit out. Don't be afraid to go check out KalipokerTV for some more replays. Boppity boo. Alrighty, that's the end of the show, so adios amigos.